we are now in the age of this grind and hustle culture, it's important to learn effective ways to do good and quality work while avoiding being burnt out. Now, I know a lot of us, especially those of us who are in our 20s, looking to make things happen, and really just trying to set a strong foundation for ourselves before we head into our 30s, or even, young 30s getting into the 40s, just still building that foundation. It's easy to find ourselves in this loop of just doing, right? And sometimes it's even easier to find ourselves doing things that don't necessarily feed the person who we want to become. I know for a lot of us, we are very focused on getting more money. But I want to point out a small correlation between doing things to do things just to get money. Sorry, I'm yawning. And then also doing things because it's something that we truly love and it gets us money. And so, that's what we're going to be talking about today in this episode of Unedited. So let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode, guys, of Unedited, where we talk about all things sales, marketing, and mindset. My name is Lauren Nelson. I'm your favorite sales and marketing coach. And today we are getting into overcoming and navigating the world of business without getting burnt out. Now, the reason why we're talking about this today is because I've noticed that a lot of my friends, my close friends, my friends back in the US are really struggling with finding what suits them. I've noticed a lot of people just jumping from project to project, not having a clear goal in mind, not really understanding what they want out of life, not really understanding what they enjoy doing. And it's causing and leading to burnout. Now, for me, burnout is one of the biggest, that's something, I won't say I'm scared of it, but it's something I try to avoid at all costs. And I'll just give you some reasons or some of my red flags that I know lead me to being burnt out, because I've come to realize it in myself, and it's easier for me to spot it out in other people. And now I'm even to the point where I can see friends doing certain work when they talk to me, and I can be like, wow, they're about to be burnt out. A week or so later, burnt out, can't get out of bed, just exhausted because the work they're doing is not pouring into them, and it's not the work that they want to be doing. So let me just give you guys some examples of how I know I'm about to start being, I'm so sorry. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to start recording my videos in the day, because as you can see, the last 3 days, we won't talk about it, but I apologize in advance. But some of the things that help me, or some of the things that I realize as I'm noticing I'm getting burnt out, are these 3 things. The first one is when I start procrastinating. So there's usually 2 reasons why I procrastinate on my work. One, I just don't want to do it. I don't like it. That's number 1. Number 2 is I am not giving myself the space and the time to process the information to get good work done. Now, when you do that consistently, when you procrastinate consistently, it leads to this inner feeling and this bank of undone tasks in the back of your mind, which takes up mental capacity. So you have to think about your mind being like a cup. And the more tasks that you have unfinished, the more that cup is full, right? And so it leaves you very little room to focus on other things. In this case, focusing on things that you actually care about. So when that cup is full and you're consistently procrastinating on things that you have to do, then when it comes to the things that you want to do, you have no mental space. So for me, that's when I really start to have to take a step back and okay, do I need to take a day where I just put my phone away? Do I need to take 2 days where I just put everything away get this stuff done so I can empty my cup so that I can start doing new things or start focusing on my bigger projects that I have planned for the future. Those are really important as well. Now, the next thing that helps me, or the next way that I recognize that I'm about to be burnt out or I'm on the path to being burnt out is if I'm saying yes all the time. Saying yes to things just because I feel obligated to, or saying yes because I don't think anybody else would take on a project. All of those things are also filling up your cup. And when you understand that, the more room in your cup that you have for you, the more you'll be able to do, the better that you feel. Most times when you're feeling these feelings of being overwhelmed, being burnt out, it's because you're doing stuff you don't like. Let me tell you, when I am immersed in work that I love, which is usually my personal work, which is usually me building out my sales and marketing course, which is usually me building out my own content, I don't get tired. Sorry. Meaning, I get sleepy, but I don't get tired of doing it. I love what I do. And that's how you know you're on the right track. But as soon as you start feeling yourself being burnt out, it means that you're not necessarily giving yourself the equal amount of time that you're giving to other things, right? You're not necessarily pouring into your cup in a business sense. You're not focusing on the things that you want to focus on. And so whether it be because procrastination, or you're just saying yes to too many things where the yeses don't align with what your end vision is, then it will keep you stuck. Now, going back to the topic of yes, hold on, let me turn this fan off. Maybe it's why I'm yawning a little bit. Ooh. Okay. Now, let's talk about ways we can stop saying yes, because I think this is also really important. I've noticed a lot of people struggle with being able to say no consistently, or even knowing what projects to take on. For me, it's really simple. I use my method called FSI. It's what I teach all of my clients. It's what I've been living my entire life by, and also my other method called VGE. But actually, we'll talk about the VGE in this video. And VGE stands for Vision, Goals, Execution. When you have a clear vision, it gives you a higher level of discernment. You won't be out here just chasing a bag to chase a bag. That's what I see a lot of you guys doing, just chasing money to chase money because it sounds good. But the question I want you to ask before you take on these new projects is, does it align me with my end goals? Does it align with where I want to go? Does it align me with the skills I need to develop to do X, Y, and Z? If it doesn't do that, then it doesn't make sense to take on. So then you go on taking on a new project, but now you're just getting further and further away from what your heart really wants. And the people who know this is for them, you know this is for you. And I just want you to be very mindful of the approach you're taking when it comes to taking on new jobs, taking on new projects, taking on new things, so that you can make sure that you're maximizing your time. Let me know in the comments if I yawn, if it makes you yawn. If it does, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry in advance. But yeah, it's just really important to understand where your vision is. And truthfully, that's what really has been helping me throughout these last 6 or so years. Actually, even since in high school when I was playing tennis and trying to figure out, should I go to this place? Should I go to that place? It really helped guide my decision making because everything was always based off of my end vision. At that time, I wanted to be a professional tennis player. So everything I did, I filtered it through, would it make sense for where I'm going? Yes or no? No? Okay, I won't do it. Will it make sense? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, I'll do it. So that's the same way that you have to approach your actions and your activity and the things that you take on, because you have to have a clear picture of who it is you want to become and what it is that you want to do to make sure that you're staying filled up, your cup is staying filled up, and you're not doing things that will constantly drain you and pull you away from the direction that you want to go. Now, I am feeling very tired right now. I'm sorry, but I'm happy that I was able to show up for this short time that I was. Sorry for yawning so much. I promise I won't make promises. But after the unedited video, y'all won't see no more yawns. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys had a great day. Yeah, and remember to just show up for yourself, even when it's hard, even when it's ugly, and you're yawning at 10 p.m. at night trying to get, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I love you guys. I hope you found this a little bit beneficial. If you have not already liked this video, comment down if you've yawned with me in this video, and subscribe if you have not already. I love you. I'll see you in the morning. Because I won't do this to you guys again. I'm sorry. Okay, good night. Love you.